We think of human intelligence like a machine. With enough cognitive processing power, you naturally make objective, rational choices based on pure logic. But history tells a very different story. Some of the most brilliant, successful people alive have completely destroyed their careers, their companies, and their personal lives through terrible, seemingly inexplicable decisions. Having a massive intellect does not cancel out the primal emotional wiring of the human brain. This creates a persistent gap between what we know and how we actually behave. Take Sir Isaac Newton. He is arguably the greatest scientific mind in history, the man who mathematically mapped the physical laws of gravity. This chart shows the 1720 South Sea Company stock price. Watching friends profit triggered intense fear of missing out. Newton bought in heavily right here, at the absolute market peak, just before the price collapsed and wiped out his wealth. Reflecting on his devastating losses, he later admitted, "I can calculate the motion of heavenly bodies, but not the madness of people." If the father of modern physics couldn't outthink his own emotional impulses, raw brainpower clearly offers no shield against irrationality. We see this paradox constantly with modern visionaries. Steve Jobs helped build one of the most valuable companies on Earth, but when diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, he allowed fear to dictate his medical care. He delayed life-saving surgery for years to experiment with alternative treatments instead. Elizabeth Holmes used her intellect to convince elite investors and politicians that her Theranos blood testing technology worked. Instead of objectively addressing her failing lab results, her overconfidence kept a broken illusion alive until the entire company collapsed. Elon Musk provides another modern example. Despite overseeing companies at the forefront of electric vehicles and private spaceflight, a single impulsive social media post about taking Tesla private at $420 a share triggered SEC investigations and cost his company millions in penalties. High intelligence does not remove fear or impulsiveness. It often merely amplifies a person's confidence in their own risky behavior. When those confident decisions happen at scale, the damage multiplies. The financial system that collapsed in 2008 was designed and managed by elite graduates from the world's top-tier universities. They had the highest level of advanced academic training available, yet they allowed emotional incentives, internal groupthink, and plain greed to completely override their understanding of market risk. The result was the catastrophic erasure of over $10 trillion in global household wealth. When highly intelligent people build systems without strong emotional guardrails, personal irrationality scales into systemic global collapse. Decades of research by psychologist Daniel Kahneman reveals exactly why this happens. Humans rely heavily on cognitive biases, mental shortcuts that bypass objective logic. His research found that highly intelligent people can be more vulnerable to these blind spots because of a psychological mechanism called motivated reasoning. This diagram illustrates what happens inside a brilliant mind. The brain doesn't use its vast processing power to objectively seek the truth. Instead, it uses that power to construct airtight rationalizations to protect its own emotional impulses. The smarter you are, the faster you can build these walls. Intelligence makes an individual highly skilled at deflecting outside evidence and defending their pre-existing bad ideas against any scrutiny. Smart people aren't better truth seekers. They are simply better lawyers for their emotions. You don't have to be a billionaire or a historical figure to fall into this trap. You and I live in an environment specifically built to exploit this exact vulnerability through constant cognitive overload. The enormous amount of algorithmic information we consume daily through feeds and videos strips away our decision quality. It overwhelms our logic centers and forces an increase in impulsive, irrational thinking. That's why you might find yourself anxiously scrolling on your phone during a conversation, spending money to relieve a bad mood, or staring at a screen long after you perfectly understand it will ruin your sleep. Modern algorithmic environments operate by bypassing analytical logic to stimulate emotional vulnerabilities directly. The root of this problem goes back to our biology. Human evolution optimized the brain for immediate survival and short-term emotional relief, not for perfect long-term rationality. Beneath all the academic degrees and technological processing power, we are emotional creatures first and rational creatures second. Knowledge alone has never been humanity's savior. Until we recognize that our intellect is constantly hijacked by our feelings, the intelligence trap awaits us all.